Hey everybody, I'm Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet and welcome to Fun Friday Live with Bonnie. And I know that sounds really redundant now that I've said it, but so glad to be here and to see everybody already in the group chat. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. We do go live every Friday where possible, and that's at noon Eastern Standard Time. So try to do my best to be online. Let's go ahead and see who's in the chat here. I want to say good morning to Discovering Hope. Thank you for being patient. And Sue Smith, thank you for joining us. And Barbara from Puerto Rico, welcome, my friend. And say Francis, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And Laura and Angie. Wow, she's got 40 skeins of yarn. Wow, that sounds like a dream shipment to me, Angie. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I told you about the project last week. Let me go ahead and turn this light off. See if that's any better. That might be a little better. Um, and I'm actually thinking of ordering another batch of colorful yarn because I want to make another one. I'm enjoying this. I'm doing the films right now that are going to be released in February. And I'll need to add that link below. I didn't put the link yet in the description, video description, but I'll do that after we finish the live broadcast. But I can't really show you what I'm working on now. I want to keep it a surprise, but I am using the paint box yarn for the first time. This is available through Love Crafts, and not intending to sound like a commercial right off the bat, but one thing I noticed about using this yarn, and I have gone through about 7 or 8 scans already in different colors, and believe it or not, I have not run across any knots midway through the scans. To me, that is like fabulous. Now, that's not to say that there's not going to be knots in them at some point, but so far I have not run into any knots in the yarn, and that's like spectacular when it comes to inexpensive acrylic yarn. I think maybe you all will agree with that. Well, I want to tell you, I'm still in South Carolina, as you can see from my backdrop here. I'm upstairs in the den of my mother-in-law's house, and thank you so much for your prayers for her. She's doing really well, and it's a real joy to be with her. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, very sincere about that. And it's really great to be here this time of the year because back home in Maryland, where my family lives, it is cold. It's below freezing, and it's ice on the cars in the morning and chance of snow in the forecast. Well, haven't had much of that down here. We're about 9 hours south, and it's been really great. We're right along the coast, so we're not at the beach by any stretch. We're about 15 minutes away from the beach, but being as close to the coast, we get more moderate temperatures, and one thing I love about being near the coast is you get more sunshine, and I I just love that. It just helps me in so many ways. But let me go ahead and check the chat here. A lot of names have gone by. Um, just to let you know again, I will try to call out to as many as I can. Ashley in Arizona, thank you for joining us, Ashley. Um, and Anna and Johnny's good to see you. Yes, happy Friday to you too, friend. And Patsy and Anna from Mississippi. Deb Sky, it's good to see you in the chat again. And Racine, Doreen, Bonnie, Laurel, and Lynn, it's good to see you from Chicago. I bet you guys are cold there. I know you're cold there. Take care with all the snow and the ice. Um, and thank you, Angie, for checking out that yarn. And you guys who are checking out this yarn from Lovecrafts, let me know your feedback on this because I don't like to, you know, tell you to get something that's junk. So I want you to tell me, you know, when you interact with me, contact me on my YouTube channel or on Facebook or even bonniebay@me.com, and let me know what you think about this. Are you having the same experience that I am? I hope you are. But you know, be open and honest. Be nice, but you know, I don't have to tell you that. 99.9% of you are nice and very gracious. So you know, let me know what you think of these things that I share with you. And I just want to know your feedback because I can let the people at the company know, if something's not right, and I know these people will make it right, but contact me, let me know. Don't hold back, but be nice, please. Um, okay, let's see. Sandra, welcome. And Ashley, Virginia from Minnesota. Oh, stay warm, my friend. Um, and thank you, Len. Yes, good to see you. Praise the Lord. Definitely, definitely, God has been good to us this week. Let's see. Thank you, Patsy. Yes, this is the vest that's coming out this Monday to the channel. It's an easy beginner project. I'll have to, I think I showed it to you all already, but I might do that again before the time is out. Sarah from Wisconsin, thank you for joining us. And Connie's Crochet Couch. I love the name, Connie. That's great. From Arkansas. Glad you got some sun there. And Teresa from North Carolina. Welcome. We're going to be heading up to North Carolina again. This past Sunday, we actually went to Wilmington, North Carolina. And it was a nice rainy Sunday morning. We were checking out a church for my son, and that was a lot of fun. Met some great people. And we're actually going to be going up again next Friday. I'm going to be looking at some equipment for the house here. So it's really nice to drive up there. Let's see, Dora from Nebraska. And Kathy, welcome. And thank you for your encouragement there, Teresa. Well, anyway, let me go ahead. Let's see who else we have. We have Elaine from Southern California. Welcome. It's kind of early there. I guess you guys are still having coffee over there in California and trying to wake up. I have to tell you some funny stories if you want to hear it. Well, not really funny, but interesting. I'm learning to be more thankful this week for running water, in particular, for clean running water that comes through your faucets. This past week, for the third time this week, we're without water again today. Thankfully, we do have water in the evening and in the morning, but they have a brand new road. They're resurfacing right smack dab in front of the house. So if you hear a lot of really weird noises in the background of my videos that are going to be coming out, it's probably because they're totally rebuilding the road, and to the point where the house will shake when they bring that grinder by the house that's grinding up the road. Well, they passed that stage. And on day one, when they started doing that, they actually broke the water main leading to our house, the house here, just ours. So they repaired that after a couple hours, and then now they're repairing a valve just up the street, about, I don't know, about 200 yards away. And so we were without water yesterday. And so right before the broadcast, I looked out the window and noticed a backhoe right in front of the mailbox in front of the house. So whenever you see a backhoe start to dig in front of your house, that's generally not a good thing. So it looks like they're going to be replacing the pipe today. So we're without water, but we have water in the fridge to drink and all, but it's just an opportunity to really give thanks for the things that we just take for granted that are going to be there for us. So anywho, if you've got running water today, if you've got electricity running your heating system and everything, give thanks. Be thankful that we have such luxuries in a first world country. I mean, we really are blessed. A lot of the world doesn't have the luxury of these things. But anyway, so I wanted to tell you, December 9th, that's this coming Monday, the Easy Beginners Flowy Shrug is coming to my channel. And if you've never made a crocheted garment, this is a really easy one to make. It's essentially a stole. It's just a long stole, and it has 2 armholes. I'm going to go ahead, I've done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and take it off and show you one more time, because some of you might be new to the channel. And whoops, it's kind of wrapped around me. So it's just a long stole, and it has 2 armholes. Now these armholes are kind of large. If you don't want to make them as large, which is like 9 clusters wide, all you need to do, this is the secret, when you get to the video, is just make them as wide as you want. Just make it fewer. and you will learn how to make an armhole in this. And essentially what an armhole is you're crocheting across the rows. Instead of crocheting in the stitches, you just make a long chain until you get to where you want the armhole to stop. That's all you got to do. And so that's an armhole. And then it's trimmed in this nice little trim with a picot. And you may recognize this as the fan stitch. Okay, so that's the good news, is it is an easy project. And also this space across the back, it can fit a variety of sizes, because with this stitch, look at this, there's a lot of ease built into it. So if you want to make this closer together, just make this section here the size you want it. You can like really design this to fit you to a T. And one thing you can do with this is, if you're not sure how wide to make this part, find your favorite jacket or your favorite vest in your closet that's your go-to thing, and measure it. Find out what's the distance, and just make it the same distance or even a little bit smaller, because of the ease that will be built in because of the stitch. Now I've got some, that's the good news. Okay, now the bad news with this design, um, because I made this out of yarn from my stash, but I actually got it on discount at one of my favorite big box yarn stores, which is AC Moore, which is closing. So as a backup, okay, so this yarn is available if you look on eBay, and you know, some retailers still have some of this available. It's called, come on brain, come on brain. Dun, dun, dun. It's called Rossetti Polaris. It's a DK weight yarn. Now, if you don't want all the sparklies, you can use any DK weight yarn that you find available. Anything, it doesn't matter. I would probably stay away from 100% cotton, because I think the cotton yarn will give it a lot of weight, and it may not be the thing that you want. But you know, if you do, that go for it. But just know that cotton yarn is a lot heavier than the acrylics and the wools, even in the alpaca. But there is an alternative yarn that I have recommended. It's going to be included in the video, or the link will be in the video description. I also have that yarn video, or that description in the, let me try that again. That yarn listed in the video description below. It's by King Cole, and the yarn is called Galaxy, and it has the sequins in it and everything, just like this yarn. In fact, the yarn makeup is the same as the yarn that I used. It's just by a different brand. And they have several colors that are available. If you want to check that out, I did include the affiliate link to lovecrafts.com. It's in the channel, and the affiliate link, I'm obligated to tell you that I will benefit in a small way, but it's no more, there's no additional cost to you. If you just want to contact them directly without the affiliate link, you know, go ahead and do that. It's just lovecrafts.com, and just check out their yarn. No problem with that either way. But I just want to let you know there are alternative yarns for this project, and you may even be able to find a better yarn. This was just, you know, a discount yarn that I found on closeout, which actually is a very nice yarn. It used to be very expensive, but I picked it up at AC Moore. Okay, well, enough of that. And this, again, this was just really fun to make. It's just going to be one video, and I think you could even probably do this in time for the holidays. And I'm looking to be probably wearing mine to a family function this Sunday, so it'll be kind of fun to wear something crocheted. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, I've got something to reveal before we're done today. It's going to be the last thing I show you, but I did finish my sweater project, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. Let me just see if there's any questions. Let me check in with my administrator. Wanted to say hi to Becky. Becky, our bouncer, she's there to keep us all safe, and just to make sure everybody, you know, has a good attitude. Not worried about you all, but you know, we get those interesting people once in a while that just are so bored. We need to just hope they don't show up, but if they do, just be nice to them, and hope they can change. All right, so yeah, and ask what yarn am I using for this jacket. I just explained that. If you have any questions, also if y'all have any questions on any of this, just post below. Um, or once the video is posted, I can respond to those better. So if you're watching a rebroadcast of this and you have any questions, it's actually easier for me to respond. It's not live, of course, but I can respond to you in the regular comment section. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, if you could please hit that subscribe button, and if you could hit a thumbs up, that just will help this video to go a little bit further and spread the joy of crochet a little further. And if you want to get my notifications for when videos are uploaded, if you just hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss anything. Of course, you don't have to watch them when I upload them. I mean, if it's not something that suits, what you're looking for, just don't worry. Don't have to pay any attention to it. But if it's something you're looking for, by all means, click on it and check it out. All right, see, let me just check again one more time. Thank you all for chiming in. Annie's Crafts, I want to welcome you. And Judy from Colorado. Yeah, the yarn, Francis says, love the yarn, so sparkly and pretty. It really is. I'm really surprised that it's even showing up on the video, but it really is a fun yarn to work with. All right, and I'm going to say hello to Krista and Tanya and Sarah. Yes, Sarah K said, yeah, AC Moore, just commenting again, if you hadn't heard about AC Moore, it is going out of business. The store that I go to here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is closing, and that's from the mouth of the person working behind the register. So that's not hearsay. That's a fact. And I think there may be, out of 140 some odd stores, maybe a third of them or less, or 20% of them might be staying. But if they do stay, they're going to be converted to Michael's store, is what the initial story was. I know it's really heartbreaking. I am not being paid to say, anything favorable about either of the stores. I will say that I love AC Moore. I just love their yarn selection. I love their store brand yarn in particular. I've used them for a number of my videos on this channel. I'm not sure if that yarn's going to continue under Michael's. I hope it will. Let's hope it does. But if not, I will make it my passion to find yarns that will bless you regardless. So, anywho, okay, let's see. Well, let me go ahead. It is 12:18, and I need to be mindful of the time, not just for your sake, but because of my responsibilities here with my mother-in-law. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you my first crochet sweater project. And the little theme that I'm adopting for this project is, just because it's your first crochet sweater doesn't mean it has to look like it's your first crocheted sweater, if you understand what I'm saying here. You ever have like a project, or you see someone show you something and you just know right away, oh, that's the first time you've done this, isn't it? It's obvious. But so this is a garment designed for those of you who haven't tried a sweater yet. Now, some of you who are very proficient at crocheting sweaters may still like this project because it's easy and there are only 2 seams. There's one seam here and one seam there, and that's all the sewing you have to do. And you can do that by hand with a little whip stitch and some matching thread. Not hard at all. Very easy breezy. And the way this pattern is written, you can make it fit you just like your favorite sweater. Okay? Well, let me go ahead and show it to you. This is the sweater. And nice roomy sleeves. These are not tight sleeves. These are generous sleeves at the opening. Okay? Very simple sleeves. Okay? And guess what? There's no seam sleeves. Do you notice that? And when you wear it, it really looks nice. And I'll have to get some pictures released later, but let me show you. Just a simple ribbed collar. Now for this ribbed collar, you can make it a crew neck like this, but if you want a turtleneck, you can just keep doing this stitch and make it into a turtleneck, okay? You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, is it sized for 3X, 4X, or whatever size you may be looking for? Well, all you need to do when sizing this, it will be written out with directions and gauge and everything, but all you need to do, since it's just one stitch across, and it doesn't look like your typical crocheted sweater, okay? It doesn't look like your simple beginning crocheted sweater. It uses the wattle stitch, and for those of you who've worked some of my other patterns, a wattle stitch is a fancy word for this. It's single crochet, chain one, double crochet in the chain one space of the previous row. It's really, really easy. And let me show you the bottom. It's just ribbing, just straight ribbing. And because of the nature of the wattle stitch, let me show you how the fabric can stretch a bit, okay? There is a lot of ease built into this. So what that means is it's not gonna, when you put it on as a woman, it's not gonna look like a boy sweater. It's going to look like a lady's sweater, okay? Because of the ease that's built into it. Now, if you want to make this for a guy, it will look like a guy's sweater on a guy because it's just going to fit the guy's shape. And if you want to make it larger, to make it like a boyfriend sweater, all you got to do is just make it a little bit wider, maybe bump it up a size, okay? The yarn that I chose is right here. This is the Knit Picks City Tweed. It's a DK weight. Let me show you. It's really nice. I'm going to give you the, where'd my glasses go? Ah! I've got one pair and there we go. Found them. I'm determined to keep track of these things. Okay, so, but don't order your yarn yet. I will get more information coming to you on this, okay? So, and this won't be coming until early January. You've got lots of time on this. Okay, so this yarn is, I can't read the thing. It's 55% merino wool, 25% superfine alpaca, and 20% Donegal tweed. Each ball of yarn has 123 yards. So these are smaller balls of yarn. This is a higher end yarn, but because it's purchased online from Knit Picks, it really is economical. I think it's between $4 and $5 a scan. I could be wrong about that. I'm going to be adding an affiliate link to my channel very soon for this yarn. I'll have to get back to you on how many that it will require. I will say that it is an investment for this particular type of yarn because it's natural fibers. But if you're looking to do this for maybe in a more economical way, like with acrylic yarns, you're welcome to do that. Just use any DK weight. DK, for those of you who haven't heard that term, it means double knitting. And it's just another word for, it's a number 3 yarn. And all of this is probably meaningless if you're a newbie to this, but it's just a matter of a way of grading how wide the yarn is. Most yarn in a big box store is a number 4 or a worsted weight. Well, a number 3 is the DK weight. It's thinner than a number 4. And it just, and by going with a slightly thinner yarn, it just makes for less bulk with a crocheted sweater. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that preview, and I'll probably be mentioning it again. I wanted to get you excited. This is something for after the holidays. I don't even want you to think about it right now as far as, getting yarn or anything like that, because you've got plenty on your plate, I know, with the upcoming holidays. And you know, I know that you're crocheters and you want to bless everybody, and I know you've probably got a list this long of projects you're working on. This is something for you. This is something for you when the snow moves in and there's nothing else to do but to sit and crochet, and or you know, in between your trips outside shoveling snow if you live in the north. Um, so this is something for you. And do keep an eye, and I will try to keep an eye on the sales for you on this, because as you know, um, the Black Friday, all the yarn companies had a big sale. But the secret that most people don't know is the after Christmas sales are even better. Okay. Um, so I'll keep an eye out for that. And when I see a really good sale, I'll try to post about it here in the community section of my channel. And I'll also post about it on my Facebook page. And those of you who want to join me on Facebook, it's the same, under the same name, Bonnie Bay Crochet. Um, I post there, a few times a week, and I love to, see the projects that people are working on, whether they're mine or not. I don't care. I love to see, the work of your hands. I think it's really cool. Um, and let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you about this. Let me look through my thing here. Da, 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 da. Oh yes, the sleeves. The sleeves can be made to any length that you like. And what's really fun about this is it's crocheted. The front and the back and the neck opening are crocheted in one large piece, just one big piece. You fold it in half, you sew the two seams, and you can make those openings as large or as small as you'd like them to be. Although there are directions to tell you, how much space to leave, but you can always adjust that if you want. The arms are made by just crocheting around and around and around in rounds, and you do that until you get the length that you want. If you want to do a longer cuff, you can make a longer cuff. If you want a shorter cuff, you can make a shorter. If you don't want to use ribbing at all, you don't have to. So this is a fun project, and I think you'll be surprised how easy this is, because I want to empower you all to step outside of your comfort zones. I know you've probably done hundreds of dishcloths, baby blankets, Afghans, which are all fabulous. But it's always fun to grow a little bit, to stretch the brain, and learn something new. It does make us smarter, and I think it makes us happier too when we can learn new things. Let me go ahead and check the chat real quick. I want to see if there's anything I've missed. So Sandra says, I've been wanting to do a sweater too. Well, good, Sandra. I hope you like this one. Um, yes, Gayla says Christmas clearance sales are awesome for sure. Yeah, that's actually how I wrote one of my first book. Was did 2 shopping trips. I got 1 grocery cart full of yarn. It was all premeditated, pre-planned stuff for projects. That's for the contemporary Celtic book. I remember getting a grocery shop full of yarn on Black Friday sales, and then I went after Christmas and I got another load of yarn. Between that and one trip to my, whoops, we got something going on here. There we go. And a trip to my local yarn store for some of the wool, was able to complete 24 projects. Okay, so Pamela says she likes the cup cozy. Thank you, Pamela. I'm glad you did. I don't know if you all saw that this past week. We released the cup cozy. That's an intermediate project, but you can make those with all the yarn in your stash. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Let's see. And Out of the Blue, that's a cool name, says she really wants to work with the smaller gauge yarn. I've so much wanted to make. Okay, yes, I really like the smaller gauge yarn, because it just takes a lot of the bulk out of crocheting. Well, I think, let me look at my list here. There is one more thing. I told you about the paint box yarn. I'm going to put the link in the video description in about 10-15 minutes, once I end the broadcast and are able to process that video. But This yarn is on sale one more day. I think today is the last day of the sale day. But with the paint box yarns and with Love Crafts, they have, don't fret because you, like I just said, the after Christmas sales are coming. But today this is listed as 30% off. The normal, if you buy the project that's coming in February, but you can use this or you can use your favorite acrylic or wool, whatever you want, worsted weight yarn that's available to you locally, because I know a lot of you and other nations can't get the stuff that I show, but don't fret about that. Just find what you can get locally and that you love already. But this is on sale today. Last week it was 40% off. This week it's 30% off. So they come in 10 scan packs. If you get the pack that I'm recommending, I'll be using the Wanderlust color, but you can use any color combination. I'm using 10 colors, um, but you choose whatever you want to use on this. Or you can even wait to see the final product, the final Afghan, when I release it to decide what you want to do. But through the end of today, the 10 scan packs are on sale for 30% off, which makes them $21. That's $2.10 a scan. So, you know, that's a really good price. I do have, again, I'm going to put the affiliate link in the description in a little bit. Um, so that would come to, you'll need 2 packs, 2 of each color of the 10 colors. That comes to $42 for the entire project plus shipping, whatever. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there in case you come across maybe a real good yarn sale at the stores near you, or again from your favorite yarn people, or maybe even you just have a ton of stuff in your stash you want to use for this project. It could also look great in a solid color. I'm actually going to experiment some, as I told you before. I'm going to order some more yarn, I think a different color scheme, and just experiment away on this, because I don't think you can go wrong. As if you pick your favorite colors, I don't think you can go wrong on this one. And it is going to be a learning project. It's going to have over 14 different stitches in it. So it's not an absolute beginner project. This is not an easy beginner project, but it's a confident beginner project. And the difference is, if you're, you don't have to have had a lot of experience crocheting, but if you can crochet something and all the stitches are even and you're not adding or subtracting stitches from your rows, and your stitches look, you know, nice. And if you can do single crochet, of course, chain, single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and half double crochet, I will teach you how to do the rest. We're going to use a lot of front post and back post stitches. If you don't know what that is, check out some of my videos in the Erin Celtic playlist, and you can see all the stitches really that I'm going to be using there, one at a time. So let me give one more check here. Um, Becky, thank you for answering some of the folks' questions in there. Um, see. Yes, Liz was asking about the sweater. Is that going to be a tutorial? Yes, yes, Liz, that's going to be a complete video tutorial. I will have, as always, I will have my written patterns available for purchase. There are a few beginner projects that are free, but you know, I basically charge the price of about a half a cup of coffee for most of my patterns, and the one of the main reasons for that is these are advertisement free patterns. These are not patterns that, you know, when you print them out, you know, you have like 2 pages of instructions and 15 pages of ads, if you know what I'm talking about. These are not patterns like that. These are at least the ones that are in my Love Craft stores, they are totally ad free. And that way, you know, it helps me to be able to you know, pay bills here and there. I know free is better for a lot of you, but whenever you see a lot of those free patterns, it's because somebody else has paid them to advertise, and it's just another way to make a living. So I thank you for those of you who have supported me, you know, through the purchase of a pattern. Again, I try to keep it at, you know, about $1.99, which again, you can't even buy a cup of hot beverage anywhere for that price anymore. So I think it's sort of reasonable. but But anyway, I do have some freebies on there as well for those of you who want to check that out. Well, I think I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Friday Fun. I really do look forward to you guys, to seeing your comments and your encouraging words. I'm going to read through everything in the live chat once I sign off. As you well know, if you need to contact me, all that information, social media information, is in the video description. And again, if you like the video, please hit thumbs up. And if you didn't like the video chat, please contact me. And if you have suggestions, please contact me at bonniebay@me.com. I'm all ears. Got lots of room for growth, as we all do. And I'm just as willing to learn as anybody. So we'll have a wonderful weekend and a great week. Look for the Flowy Shrug. It's an easy beginner project coming on Monday. And Lord willing, I will see you next Friday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. God bless. Bye-bye.